Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a bright and sunshiny day. Hey. Yeah, I know I'm having for supper. Breakfast. Egg sandwich. If you get cucumber and thinly slice it. I'll be honest. I was mad when my cucumber was gone. I said, James, the only thing was it was the whole cucumber in half and the whole pepper. And she knew I wanted it. So, I don't celebrate the 4th, but I hope you have a safe and happy day. No, I don't celebrate it. So, I probably won't say that to anybody. Oh, at least I try not to. I know I'll probably end up slipping. But I don't celebrate practically no holidays. But how are you? Just like Jenny, I told Jenny, says, it's going to be a point. I don't get upset if I don't say happy birthday to you. She goes, can you text it? I'm like, no. I'm like, Jehovah sees everything we do. I wonder if they sell bookmarks plain that's already cut to the right size. Or I can get like a good um, paper cutter. Yes. So, um, I'm going to put some on my wish list. And then I'll send it to my sister and, Sissy, how much do you love me? And do they have some that you can actually color yourself? I have some. I'm going to find that book if it's the last thing I do. I know I have a book. Inside it has, hopefully I didn't get rid of it. It has bookmarks in gift tags at the end. Excuse me. My dog likes to sleep underneath the covers with me. So I let her do that for the first time yesterday. Or the other morning too. So I'm like, okay. Yep, she likes underneath the covers. Oh yeah. Okay, let's get done. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, Jehovah, for another beautiful day on your beautiful earth. And thank you for allowing us to wake up today. And thank you for what you did for us in the past, present, and what you will do for us in the future. I really appreciate everything you have done for us. And thank you for allowing us to wake up today. Jehovah, please look after my friends who need help with their health issues. Please continue to help Nessa. She had a really bad allergic reaction. They don't know what from what, but she's doing better and better each day. Continue to help her. With her arm as well, her shoulder as well. Christina Anderson's leg that she broke, help her. And Sarah and Jess has multiple ailments between them both. They have a lot of them. Sarah has migraines. She might have something else. I can't remember if they said it. Jess has eye issues. She has POTS. They really deliver. I don't know. They stop her from doing the things she needs to and wants to. Sometimes, please cure them and bless both sides of the family, and continue to help Tate, Cindy Lee, King Charles, Chad Griffith, Joe Biden, Michael Bolton, Rick Flair. All have cancers, different types, different stages. Please cure them and give them physical mental strength to deal with it. Celine Dion has stiff person syndrome. Take away the seizures and the pain that she suffers through. Once again, Sarah and Jess and Mama help them, and we already said what they need help with: migraines and multiple autoimmune autoimmune disorders and POTS. Uh, Jenny, continue to help her stay hydrated. She's vitamin D deficiency. She can't keep she can't keep a hold of her vitamin D, so she's always low, no matter that she's taking it. I used to take because I kept getting sick, so I was they said I was vitamin D deficiency. I went, well, then I'll double it. I actually ended up tripling it, and at one point quadrupling it. Well, no, I didn't. I took 2 pills at once. Then I started taking that twice, and then I decided to do it 3 times because I was still getting sick, and all of a sudden it kicked in. So, and then Tiffany, Robin Taylor, Miss Diane and daughters, Arnie, Vicky and family, Carol and the mom. Please help them in Jesus' name. Amen. Today I won't be live until after my Bible study. I do not know if it's just her coming, or Brittany's coming with her, or someone else is coming with her. I don't know. Sometimes it's just her. So, but we're doing the daily text. No, not you. We're doing the daily text, and we're doing a review of the last 6 stories we read. So hopefully you were paying attention. And she just left. Or maybe she's still here. What's insight? Insight on the scriptures. Ah. I was just curious of what one thing was. Alright, so Friday, July 4th, 2025, daily text. Go up to Jerusalem and rebuild the house of Jehovah. Ezra chapter 1 verse 3 reads, whoever there is among you of all his people, may his God be with them, and let them go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and rebuild the house of Jehovah and the God of Israel. He is the true God, whose house was in Jerusalem. The word had gone out. The Jews, who had been captives in Babylon for some 70 years, were free to return to their homeland, Israel. Ezra chapter 1, verses 2 through 4 reads, this is what King Cyrus of Persia says. Jehovah, the God of the heavens, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has commissioned me to rebuild him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Whoever there is among you of all his people, may his God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and rebuild the house of Jehovah, the God of Israel. He is the true God, whose house was in Jerusalem. Anyone who is residing as a foreigner, whoever he may be, let him be helped by his neighbors by the giving him silver and gold, goods and livestock, along with the voluntary offering for the house of the true God, which was in Jerusalem. Only Jehovah could have accomplished this. Babylon would not normally release its captives. Did I write down Isaiah? 14:4 and 17. Oh, that's not Ezra. Oops. How do you spell Isaiah? Oh, it's an A, then I-A-H. Hold on, I have to go to YouTube and correct something. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. Oops. There you go. All done. All fixed. Isaiah chapter 14, 4. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4 reads, You will recite this proverb against the king of Babylon, how the one forced others to work has met his end, how the oppression has ended. And number 17 reads, Who made the inhabited earth like the wilderness and overthrew its cities? Who refused to let his prisoners go home? Nope, 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 nope. I clicked the wrong button. But Babylon had been overthrown, and the new ruler had told the Jews that they could leave. Every Jew, especially family heads, faced a decision to leave Babylon or to stay behind. That decision might not have been an easy one to make. Old age prevented many from risking the hardships of the trip. And since most of the Jews had been born in Babylon, it was the only home that they ever known. To them, Israel was the land of their ancestors. Some Jews had apparently become very successful in Babylon, so they may have found it hard to leave their comfortable homes or their businesses and settle in an unfamiliar land. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have to move for one reason or another. And they don't want to because that's the only home they knew. Like me, when I had to move out here. There's no, we couldn't afford the house. So we had to move. Okay, now, lessons you can learn from the Bible. So I'm going to go to lesson 1, tell you what it's about, and then say the question, and then we'll say the answer, and then read the passages. It's going to be quick, quick, quick. Okay, so it's a review. God made heaven and earth. Okay, so God made the heaven and earth, and His name is Jehovah. Jehovah, God is our creator, right? He made everything underneath the sun. You look outside, He made it. Who is Jehovah God? He's our maker. He's our creator. What did Jehovah make? He made the whole inhabited earth and every living animal and human on it. And now here it is, Genesis chapter 1, 1 through 26. Yes, so we're going to read all of them. So I have time. It's only 7:38. So I'm just gonna let this play. This is good. This is fun.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and desolate, and there was darkness upon the surface of the watery deep. And God's active force was moving about over the surface of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." Then there was light. After that, God saw that the light was good, and God began to divide the light from the darkness. God called the light day, but the darkness He called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, a first day. Then God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters, and let there be a division between the waters and the waters." Then God went on to make the expanse, and divided the waters beneath the expanse from the waters above the expanse. And it was so. God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, a second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be collected together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, but the collecting of the waters He called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let earth cause grass to sprout, seed-bearing plants, and fruit trees according to their kinds, yielding fruit along with seed on the earth." And it was so. And the earth began to produce
Excuse me, I paused at that time.
grass, seed-bearing plants, and trees yielding fruit along with seed, according to their kinds. Then God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a third day. Then God said, "Let there be luminaries in the expanse of the heavens, to make a division between the day and the night, and they will serve as signs for seasons and for days and years. They will serve as luminaries in the expanse of the heavens to shine upon the earth." And it was so. And God went on to make the two great luminaries, the greater luminary for dominating the day, and the lesser luminary for dominating the night, and also the stars. Thus God put them in the expanse of the heavens to shine upon the earth, and to dominate by day and by night, and to make a division between the light and the darkness. Then God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures, and let flying creatures fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." And God created the great sea creatures, and all living creatures that move and swarm in the waters according to their kinds, and every winged flying creature according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. With that God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and become many, and fill the waters of the sea, and let the flying creatures become many in the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth day. Then God said, Let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kinds, domestic animals and creeping animals, and wild animals of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. And God went on to make the wild animals of the earth according to their kinds, and the domestic animals according to their kinds, and all the creeping animals of the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, according to...
When he said that, where is it? When he says, then God said, let us make man in our image. Who was he talking to? Well, the angels was up there, and there was also Jesus was up there. His name in heaven was Michael, the archangel.
Our likeness, and let them have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and the domestic animals, and all the earth, and every creeping animal that is moving on the earth. And God went on to create the man in his image. In God's image he created him. Male and female he created them. Further, God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and become many. Fill the earth and subdue it, and have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and every living creature that is moving on the earth. Then God said, Here I have given to you every seed-bearing plant that is on the entire earth, and every tree with seed-bearing fruit. Let them serve as food for you. And to every wild animal of the earth, and to every flying creature of the heavens, and to everything moving on the earth in which there is life, I have given all green vegetation for food. And it was so. After that, God saw everything he had made, and look, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a sixth day.
I just realized something. I didn't put a title on for devotions. I will after this. Why don't we do that now? So let's go to YouTube. Yeah, it's still right here. Edit. Title. Daily text. Period. I'm not done yet. Text. Period. Lessons you can learn from the Bible. Period. Lessons 1-6. Review. I did not type in 2. I mean, I didn't say 2. There we go. All set. No. Alright, next is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 30 and 31. Then I was beside him as a masterworker. I was the one he was especially fond of day by day by day. I rejoiced before him all the time. I rejoiced over his habitable. What? All right, I had trouble with this word. Look up. So we'll all sound it out if it shows it. Habitable. Habitable. Forget it. Habitable earth. And I was especially fond of the sons of men. Sorry about that. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 12 reads, He is the maker of the earth by his power, the one who established the productive land by his wisdom, and who stretched out his heavens by his understandings. In Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 through 17 reads, He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. Because by means of him all other things were created, in the heavens and on the earth, the things visible and the things invisible, whether they are thrones or lordships or governments or authorities, all other things have been created through him and for him. Also, he is before all other things. By means of him, all things who made to exist. Yep. Lesson 2. God made the first man and woman. Who was the first man and woman's names? Adam and Eve, of course. What work did Jehovah give to Adam and Eve? To Adam? To take care of the garden. Take the weeds out, and you know how to take care of a garden. That's the same thing. And there was animals there too, so once he made a helper for them was the animals. What good, you know. So and eventually he made Eve. Um, so he was given to take care of the garden. What would happen to Adam and Eve if they ate from the tree of that God said they should not eat from? Well, they'll die from it. So Genesis chapter 1, 27 through 31. We read that already. We just read the whole Genesis first chapter, so we don't have to read that. Well, you know what? We'll do it anyway. 27. We'll read it anyway. Let's review.
And God went on to create the man in his image. In God's image he created him. Male and female he created them. Further, God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and become many. Fill the earth and subdue it, and have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and every living creature that is moving on the earth. Then God said, Here I have given to you every seed-bearing plant that is on the entire earth, and every tree with seed-bearing fruit. Let them serve as food for you. And to every wild animal of the earth, and to every flying creature of the heavens, and to everything moving on the earth in which there is life, I have given all green vegetation for food. And it was so. After that, God saw everything he had made, and look, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, a sixth day.
Okay. Now, chapter 2, 7 through 9. And Jehovah God went on to form the man out of dust from the ground, and to blow into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living person. Further, Jehovah God planted a garden in Eden toward the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Thus Jehovah God made to grow out of the ground every tree that was pleasing to look at and good for food, and also the tree of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. Now, what happens if you eat from the tree of the knowledge of the good and bad? No, I don't want to find out. Well, I already know. You'll go bye-byes. Verses 15 to 23 reads, Jehovah God took the man and settled him in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and to take care of it. Jehovah God also gave this command to the man. From every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction. But as for the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it, for in the day you eat from it, you will certainly die. Then Jehovah God said, It is not good for the man to continue to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as a complement of him. Now Jehovah God had been forming from the ground every wild animal of the field and every flying creature of the heavens, and he began bringing them to the man to see what he would call each one. And whatever the man would call each living creature, that became its name. So the man named all the domestic animals and the flying creatures of the heavens and every wild animal of the field. But for man, there was no helper as a complement of him. So Jehovah God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of his ribs and then closed up the flesh over its place. And Jehovah God built the rib. I'm sorry. Yeah. Built the rib that he had taken from the man into a woman. And he brought her to the man. Then the man said, This is at last bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one will be called woman, because from man she was taken. Yep. And now, Psalms chapter 115, verse 16 reads, As for the heavens, they belong to Jehovah, but the earth he has given to the sons of man. Matthew chapter 19, verses 4 through 6 reads, In reply, he said, Have you not read that the one who created them from the beginning made them male and female? And said, For this reason, a man will leave his mother and father and will stick to his wife, and the two will become one flesh, so that they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has yoked together, let no man pull apart. Adam and Eve disobeyed God. Oh. Why did Eve eat the fruit? Do you remember? Let's go back here. Adam and Eve disobeyed God. How? Well, the serpent, the devil, entered the serpent and asked the serpent. No, the serpent asked, Eve, did God really tell you if you ate from the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you would die? And she says, Yes, and you must not touch it. And he goes, You will not die. Your eyes will be open and you'll know from good and bad just like him. So she ate the fruit and it was really, really good. And she brought it to Adam, and Adam knew it was wrong, but he still did it. Why were all three punished? Well, they all disobeyed God, all three of them. Why did Eve eat the fruit? Because the serpent said she would not die, and nothing bad will happen. Yeah, well, that was a lie. Who's that? Abby, who's that? Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. That's James. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, open. Oh, you can't open? Oh, I shut it too much. Oh, okay, guys. What happened to Adam and Eve after they disobeyed Jehovah? They, they were kicked out of Eden. They were kicked out of Eden. Who is Satan, the devil? The serpent. Yes. So now we'll read Genesis chapter 3, 1 through 24. Okay.
Chapter 3.
Oh, excuse me.
Now the serpent was the most cautious of all the wild animals of the field that Jehovah God had made. So it said to the woman,
Did God really say that you must not eat from every tree of the garden?
At this the woman said to the serpent,
We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but God has said about the fruit of the tree that is in the middle of the garden, You must not eat from it. No, you must not touch it, otherwise you will die.
At this the serpent said to the woman,
You certainly will not die. For God knows that in the very day you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and bad.
Consequently, the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was something desirable to the eyes. Yes, the tree was pleasing to look at. So she began taking of its fruit and eating it. Afterward, she also gave some to her husband when he was with her, and he began eating it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. Later they heard the voice of Jehovah God as he was walking in the garden about the breezy part of the day. And the man and his wife hid from the face of Jehovah God among the trees of the garden. And Jehovah God kept calling to the man and saying
Alarm, sorry.
to him, Where are
It's
you?
really going.
Finally, he said,
I heard your voice in the garden, but I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid myself.
At that he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree from which I commanded you not to eat? The man said,
The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, so I ate.
Jehovah God then said to the woman, What is this you have done? The woman replied,
The serpent deceived me, so I ate.
Then Jehovah God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are the cursed one out of all the domestic animals, and out of all the wild animals of the field. On your belly you will go, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will crush your head, and you will strike him in the heel. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase the pain of your pregnancy. In pain you will give birth to children, and your longing will be for your husband, and he will dominate you. And to Adam he said, Because you listened to your wife's voice and ate from the tree concerning which I gave you this command, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground on your account. In pain you will eat its produce all the days of your life. It will grow thorns and thistles for you, and you must eat the vegetation of the field. In the sweat of your face you will eat bread, until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. After this, Adam named his wife Eve, because she was to become the mother of everyone living. And Jehovah God made long garments from skins for Adam and for his wife, to clothe them.
Stop scratching.
Jehovah God then said, here the man has become like one of us, in knowing good and bad. Now in order that he may not put his hand out and take fruit also from the tree of life, and eat and live forever, with that, Jehovah God expelled him from the Garden of Eden to cultivate the ground from which he had been taken. So he drove the man out, and he posted at the east of the Garden of Eden the cherubs and the flaming blade of a sword that was turning continuously to guard the way to the tree of life.
Okay, so next. John chapter 8 verse 44 reads, you are from your father, the devil, and you wish to do the desire of your father. That one was a murderer when he began, and he did not stand fast in the truth, because truth is not in him. When he speaks the lie, he speaks according to his own disposition, because he is a liar and the father of the lie. First John chapter 3 verse 8 reads, the one who practices sin orients with the devil, because the devil has been sinning from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was made manifest, to break up the works of the devil. Revelation 12:9 reads, So down the great dragon was hurled, the original serpent, the one called devil and Satan, who was misleading the entire inhabited earth. He was hurled down to the earth, and his angels were hurled down with him. Lesson 4. We still have 2 more after this. From anger to murder. In this, Adam and Eve, after they left the Garden of Eden, they had many children. First, a son called Cain, and then a son called Abel. Cain was a farmer, Abel was a shepherd. One time Cain and Abel both made offerings to Jehovah. It's a special gift. Jehovah was happy with Abel's offering, but not with Cain's. And that made Cain very angry. And Jehovah warned Cain that his anger could make him do something bad. He wanted him to control it. Cain said to Abel, come over here to the field with me, come on. Well, they were alone in the field. Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Jehovah punished Cain by sending him far away from his family. Cain will never be allowed to come back. So the question is, who were Adam and Eve's first 2 children, Cain and Abel? Why did Cain kill his brother? He was jealous of him. Yep. Genesis chapter 4 verses 1 through 12 reads,
chapter 4. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said,
I have produced a male child with the help of Jehovah.
Later she again gave birth to his brother Abel. Abel became a shepherd of the flock, but Cain became a cultivator of the ground. After some time, Cain brought some fruits of the land as an offering to Jehovah. But Abel brought some firstlings of his flock, including their fat. While Jehovah looked with favor on Abel and on his offering, he did not look with any favor on Cain and on his offering. So Cain grew hot with anger and was dejected. Then Jehovah said to Cain, Why are you so angry and dejected? If you turn to doing good, will you not be restored to favor? But if you do not turn to doing good, sin is crouching at the door, and its craving is to dominate you. But will you get the mastery over it? After that, Cain said to his brother Abel,
Let us go over into the field.
So while they were in the field, Cain assaulted his brother Abel and killed him. Later on, Jehovah said to Cain, Where is your brother Abel? And he said,
I do not know. Am
Am
I
I
my
my
brother's
brother's
guardian?
At this he said, What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed in banishment from the ground, that has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you cultivate the ground, it will not give you back its produce. You will become a wanderer and a fugitive in the earth.
I think that's it. 22. Yeah. It says 1 through 2 over here. Yeah. Yeah, it's 1 through 12, Michelle. Oh boy, let's go back here. How many times do I have to fix it, edit? No, over here it says 1 through 12. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, that's right. I read them down, I think from the, chapters itself, so it's fine. Now Hebrews chapter 11 verse 4 reads, By faith Abel offered God a sacrifice of greater worth than that of Cain, and through that faith he received the witness that he was righteous for God's approval his gifts. For God approved his gifts, and although he died, he still speaks through his faith. Yeah. 1 John chapter 3 verses 11 and 12 reads, For this is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not like Cain, who originated with the wicked one and slaughtered his brother. And for what reason did he slaughter him? Because his own works were wicked, but those of his brother were righteous. So, oops. Well, I said it was jealous, but why did Cain kill his brother? Because his brother was righteous and Cain was with evil. What's door number 5? Noah's Ark. Oh, why did Noah build the ark? Why did Jehovah have to build the ark? Because Jehovah was going to get rid of all of the sin and bad people on earth with a great flood. So it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. But they, even after the rain stopped, they still had to stay in the ark because it was still flooded. So they had to wait a, a, a long time for that water to. Let's see if it says it. Well, it took a long time to build it. 50 years to build it. Yeah. Why did Jehovah decide to bring the flood? I just said that. What instructions did Jehovah give Noah to bring his family, his sons, his wives, 50 years to build it? And the ark was just a big box. It wasn't a fancy boat. It was just a box. It was floatable. So his instructions was to bring his family in there. So 8 people, 6 people, 8 people, and animals, 2 of each, a male, female. So when after the flood, they can be let loose, and they can refill the earth. Genesis chapter 1, 20. Did I read this? No. Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 22. Reads. No. Oh, there it is. At first it was no.
Chapter 6.
No, AJ, no.
Now when men started to grow in number on the surface of the ground, and daughters were born to them, the sons of the true God began to notice that the daughters of men were beautiful. So they began taking as wives all whom they chose. Then Jehovah said, "My spirit will not tolerate man indefinitely, because he is only flesh. Accordingly, his days will amount to 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and afterward. During that time, the sons of the true God continued to have relations with the daughters of men, and these bore sons to them. They were the mighty ones of old times, the men of fame. Consequently, Jehovah saw that man's wickedness was great on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only bad all the time. Jehovah regretted that he had made men on the earth, and his heart was saddened. So Jehovah said, I am going to wipe men whom I have created off the surface of the ground, man together with domestic animals, creeping animals, and flying creatures of the heavens, for I regret that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of Jehovah. This is the history of Noah. Noah was a righteous man. He proved himself faultless among his contemporaries. Noah walked with the true God. In time, Noah became father to 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. But the earth had become ruined in the sight of the true God, and the earth was filled with violence. Yes, God looked upon the earth, and it was ruined. All flesh had ruined its way on the earth. After that, God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to all flesh, because the earth is full of violence on account of them. So I am bringing them to ruin together with the earth. Make for yourself an ark from resinous wood.
Excuse me.
You will make compartments in the ark and cover it with tar inside and outside. This is how you will make it. The ark should be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. You will make a window for light for the ark, 1 cubit from the top. You should put the entrance of the ark in its side, and make it with a lower deck, a second deck, and a third deck. As for me, I am going to bring floodwaters upon the earth, to destroy from under the heavens all flesh that has the breath of life. Everything on the earth will perish. And I am establishing my covenant with you, and you must go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you, and bring into the ark 2 of every sort of living creature, in order to preserve them alive with you, a male and a female. Of the flying creatures according to their kinds, the domestic animals according to their kinds, and all creeping animals of the ground according to their kinds. 2 of each will go in there to you to preserve them alive. For your part, you are to collect and take with you every kind of food to eat, to serve as food for you and for the animals. And Noah did according to all that God had commanded him. He did just so.
Yes. Okay. Matthew chapter 24, 37 through 41 reads, For just as the days of Noah were, so the presence of the Son of Man will be. For as they were in those days before the flood, eating and drinking, men marrying, and women being given to in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they took no note until the flood came, because they were all told that it was coming, but they didn't listen to him. Hold on. They took no note until the flood came and swept them all away. So the presence of the Son of Man will be. Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken along with the other abandoned. 2 women will be grinding at the handmill, one will be taken along and the other abandoned. 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 5 reads, And he did not remain from punishing an innocent world, but kept Noah, a preacher of righteousness, safe with 7 others when he brought a flood upon a world of ungodly people. Oh yeah, in Jude 6. And the angels who did not keep their original positions, but forsook their own proper dwelling place, he has reserved with eternal bond in dense darkness for the judgment of the great day. Yes. And this is the last one for today's. Lesson 6 was 8 survived into a new world. That's the flood. So they had to stay on the earth stay on the ark until the rain stopped, which lasted 40 days and 40 nights. Yeah. I did not write that down, so we won't do that. So questions, what happened after Jehovah closed the door of the ark? It started raining for 40 days and 40 nights, right? Yep. And whoever was on the earth, on land, all perished. Yep. The only ones that was alive, I think, was in the water. So, what should a rainbow remind us of? That Jehovah promises he will not flood the entire earth ever again. It's the promise from Jehovah. So let's read Genesis chapter 7, verse 1 through chapter 9, verse 17. So sit back and listen.
Chapter 7. After that, Jehovah said to Noah, Go into the ark, you and all your household, because you are the one I have found to be righteous before me among this generation. You must take with you every kind of clean animal by 7s, the male and its mate, and of every animal that is not clean, just 2, the male and its mate. Also of the flying creatures of the sky by 7s, male and female, to preserve their offspring alive over all the earth. For in just 7 days I will make it rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. and I will wipe from the surface of the ground every living thing that I have made. Then Noah did everything that Jehovah had commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came upon the earth.
600.
So Noah, along with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, went into the ark ahead of the flood waters. Of every clean animal, and of every animal that is not clean, and of the flying creatures, and of everything that moves on the ground. They went inside the ark to Noah by twos, male and female, just as God had commanded Noah. And 7 days later, the flood waters came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day, all the springs of the vast watery deep burst open, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, and the rain poured down on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On that very day, Noah went into the ark along with his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and his wife, and the 3 wives of his sons. They went in with every wild animal according to its kind, and every domestic animal according to its kind, and every creeping animal of the earth according to its kind, and every flying creature according to its kind, every bird, every winged creature. They kept going to Noah inside the ark, 2 by 2, of every sort of flesh that has the breath of life. So they went in, male and female, of every sort of flesh, just as God had commanded him. After that, Jehovah shut the door behind him. The flooding continued for 40 days on the earth, and the waters kept increasing and began carrying the ark, and it was floating high above the earth. The waters became overwhelming and kept increasing greatly upon the earth, but the ark floated on the surface of the waters. The waters overwhelmed the earth so greatly that all the tall mountains under the whole heavens were covered. The waters rose up to 15 cubits above the mountains. So all living creatures that were moving on the earth perished. The flying creatures, the domestic animals, the wild animals, the swarming creatures, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. So he wiped every living thing from the surface of the earth, including man, animals, creeping animals, and the flying creatures of the sky. They were all wiped off the earth. Only Noah and those with him in the ark survived. And the waters continued overwhelming the earth for 150 days. Chapter 8. But God gave attention to Noah and to all the wild animals and domestic animals that were with him in the ark. And God caused a wind to blow over the earth, and the waters began to subside. The springs of the watery deep and the floodgates of the heavens were stopped up, so the rain from the heavens stopped falling. Then the waters began to recede progressively from the earth. By the end of 150 days, the waters had subsided. In the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat, and the waters were steadily decreasing until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st of the month, the tops of the mountains appeared. So at the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window that he had made in the ark and sent out a raven. It continued flying outside and returning until the waters dried off the earth. Later, he sent out a dove to see whether the waters had receded from the surface of the ground. The dove did not find any resting place to perch, so it returned to him into the ark, because the waters were still covering the surface of the whole earth. So he reached his hand out and brought it inside the ark. He waited 7 more days, and once again he sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove came to him toward evening, he saw that there was a freshly plucked olive leaf in its bill. So Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. He waited still another 7 days. Then he sent out a dove, but it did not return to him any more. Now in the 601st year, in the first month, on the first day of the month, the waters had drained from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried off. God now said to Noah, "Go out of the ark, you, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives. Bring out with you all the living creatures of every sort of flesh, of the flying creatures, and of the animals, and of all the creeping animals of the earth, that they may multiply on the earth, and be fruitful, and become many on the earth." So Noah went out, together with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives. Every living creature, every creeping animal, and every flying creature, everything that moves on the earth, went out of the ark by families. Then Noah built an altar to Jehovah, and took some of all the clean animals and of all the clean flying creatures, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And Jehovah began to smell a pleasing aroma. So Jehovah said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground on man's account, for the inclination of the heart of man is bad from his youth up. And never again will I strike down every living thing as I have done. From now on, the earth will never cease to have seed sowing and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night."
Right, just 17 more passages.
Chapter 9. God went on to bless Noah and his sons, and to say to them, "Be fruitful, and become many, and fill the earth. A fear of you and a terror of you will continue upon every living creature of the earth, and upon every flying creature of the heavens, upon everything that moves on the ground, and upon all the fish of the sea. They are now given into your hand. Every moving animal that is alive may serve as food for you. Just as I gave you the green vegetation, I give them all to you. Only flesh with its life, its blood, you must not eat. Besides that, I will demand an accounting for your lifeblood. I will demand an accounting from every living creature, and from each man I will demand an accounting for the life of his brother. Anyone shedding man's blood, by man will his own blood be shed, for in God's image he made man. As for you, be fruitful and become many, and increase abundantly on the earth, and multiply." Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, "I am now establishing my covenant with you, and with your offspring after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the animals, and all the living creatures of the earth with you, all those that came out of the ark, every living creature of the earth. Yes, I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all flesh be destroyed by the waters of a flood, and never again will a flood bring the earth to ruin." And God added, "This is the sign of the covenant that I am making between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for all future generations. I put my rainbow in the cloud, and it will serve as a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring a cloud over the earth, then the rainbow will certainly appear in the cloud. And I will certainly remember my covenant that I made between me and you, and every living creature of every kind. And never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the rainbow will occur in the cloud, and I will certainly see it, and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of every kind on the earth." God repeated to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant that I establish between me and all flesh that is on the earth."
And that is it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What happened after Jehovah closed the ark? Oh, yeah. We already read that. Yeah, it started raining like buckets. What should the rainbow remind us of? The covenant of Jehovah promise that he will never flood the entire earth ever again. And I said that to someone, and he was trying to preach to me that Jehovah's a liar. I mean, what do you mean? He will just still floods, or what? Does he flood the entire earth? Well, no. Then he's not a liar. He didn't say he'll never flood certain parts of the earth ever. And he sat down and he was thinking, I'm like, you need to say sorry to somebody. So, oh, is there somebody? Oh, I am so sorry. What, Jubilee dupe. How do I know what? What I just read? jw.org. You can go there. There's an app, JW Library app. And there's stories. There's a lot of stuff. And I'm reading the Bible. That's how I know it. Love, don't judge. Till next time, my jelly beans. Peace out.